Hi, I'm Michele Saumberfield, and I believe in Jesus Christ, God, and reincarnation. It is Sunday, April 12th, 2020. It's actually the evening now. My boyfriend just got done watching 60 Minutes. It is Easter Sunday, so happy Easter. I did make a video earlier today, and I posted it. But somebody had commented that in my video I made earlier, I had used the Hollywood version of Jesus in the background. So this is the picture I used. And I said, well, I assure you I have another picture of Jesus where he looks very different. I know that's always up for debate. Some people say, the movies have it all wrong. Jesus had to have had darker skin, darker eyes, darker hair. So I figured I'd just make another video and show you the other picture I have. Now, my boyfriend refers to this as Mafia Jesus, which sounds a little disrespectful, but I like this picture of Jesus as well. I went back to Pennsylvania one year and I was shopping in a antique store with my friend Meredith. She's my good friend from childhood. And we had gone up a level through some really narrow, kind of creaky, musty smelling stairs to the upper floor of an antique place. And at the very top was this picture. And the moment I saw it, I really, really liked it a lot. I thought that Jesus just looked, I don't know, contemplative, like he was really deep in thought. He looked very kind, very loving. He embodied Jesus, the essence of Jesus. My friend, when she saw this picture, immediately said, oh, there's happy Jesus. So I guess she saw happiness in him. I think he looks rather serene and thoughtful, and I just really like this picture too. This is typically out in our living room, whereas the other picture is on my side of our bedroom. So I got this picture. It was in kind of a little bit of bad shape, so I kind of admit I touched it up a little because it had some scrapes and things on it. But what was interesting to me was whoever had framed this years ago had put actual newspaper on it as backing, and then there was paper, but the paper was like all ripping off. It was like shredding off, so I just ripped it the rest of the way off because it was a mess and coming off, and that's how I ended up seeing this newspaper backing. But what's interesting is, where is it? Okay, now here. You probably can't see it, but anyway, right up here, it has the date, and it says Friday, November 29th, 1963, which is the week after Jack Kennedy was shot. Now, what's interesting about this is, I'm going to put Jesus back here. What's interesting about this is there's somebody who I'm going to write about in my second book that I'm working on. And I believe that this woman was Jack Kennedy during her past life. And I told my mother this, and my mother said, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And I'm good friends with her mother, and she's religious, and she'll think you're nuts. And I can't tell her that you think that her daughter was Jack Kennedy. And I said, well, I'm not telling you to tell her. You don't have to tell her. I'm just telling you that's what I believe. So my mother one day got up the guts to actually tell her friend, okay, you know what Michele says? She thinks that your daughter was Jack Kennedy during her past life. But my mom said to me, she was shocked. She said, actually, my friend's mother said, I always felt that I conceived my daughter about a week after Jack Kennedy was shot. My mother was shocked. And because my mother expected this lady to be her ally and act like, oh, I was crazy, because of course my parents are very religious and don't believe in reincarnation. They humor me. They'll tell me if there's some Marilyn documentary on TV or something, but they don't really believe. And they've told me that even recently when I've asked them. But I thought that was interesting that the backing on that picture of Jesus was the week after Jack Kennedy was shot. So anyway, I do have this picture of Jesus. I personally think Jesus had light red hair and green eyes, but that's a whole other story. And I just wanted to point out that, you know, I think people believe in a higher power. Not everybody calls their higher power God or Jesus. People don't even see God and Jesus in the same way. I think as long as whatever your higher power is good and loving and caring, as opposed to vengeful, you know, we all believe whatever we believe. I had a boss for many years, and she was Jewish, and her husband was Catholic, and they raised their children in both faiths and said, you can choose what you want. And they had 3 children, and she said one of them chose to be Catholic, one of them chose to be Jewish, and the other didn't really choose one way or another because they weren't sure if they even wanted any religion. You know, so I'm not trying to foist my religion on anyone. I'm just saying this is what I believe. You know, Marilyn wasn't raised Jewish, but she loved Arthur Miller and she wanted to become Jewish for him. So I think it's all about love. The bottom line is it's about love. I think that's what's important. But, you know, talking about reincarnation, I am working on a second book, and I will write about a couple people in my current life who I do believe were Bobby and Jack during their past lives. I don't know if they really were. I could be wrong. The point is, I feel fond of both of them. You know, one has been a friend for a while, and the other was a fling during this lifetime. Who knows? I just am working off of a hunch and what I believe. But I do believe that in our current lifetimes, regardless of what we've gone through, we have to improve. We have to better ourselves. And I actually just heard from a friend of mine, a good childhood friend who lives in Pittsburgh, and she's in the healthcare field. And she said, you know, she feels that people who work in hospitals all the time do work up a good immune system. So she feels that she has a pretty good immune system. But she said she is seeing what the COVID virus is doing to people firsthand, and that it's really awful. And, you know, I have to say again, I think, I've said this in other videos, I think that in this electronic age, it's wonderful because it opens up the world to us and we get to meet people from all over the world. I think that's wonderful. And, you know, again, my heart goes out to anybody who's dealing with whatever hardships you are. And then especially in this time of the virus scare. And I was so focused on America when I did my last video this morning. I wasn't thinking, you know, again, happy Easter to everybody, no matter what state you're in, no matter what country you're in. And I also feel some concern. I saw some article in the paper where someone was talking about, you know, the fear that maybe Chinese Americans will be prejudiced against now. And I want to remind everybody that there are good people in pretty much every group. I mean, there might be some groups that come together for the purpose of hate, but there are good people in all countries, and not everybody, you know, is out to get America. And there are some people from other countries who absolutely love America, whether they live in America or don't live in America. I love Chinese food. I still want to eat Chinese food. And, you know, I think that Easter is about hope. And I think Easter is about love. And, yeah, I just want to say that I think that we're all in the same world. And that now we're in our current lifetimes. And it's up to us to be good examples during our current lifetime. I read something online the other day where someone was saying that a psychic had told her what her 2 past lives were, and she was very bewildered because she felt that they were negative and they weren't anything she would want to associate with, and she felt very detached from them. And I said, first of all, I go off my own memories. I don't let other people tell me what my past lives were. But I said, you know, I don't know. I think that it's what we do now that matters. If you've had a past life where you think you were grim or weren't treating people right or weren't happy, make this current lifetime the lifetime that you are proud of. You know, you can always say, okay, I'm starting today and I'm going to treat people well today and I'm going to take care of myself well today. My life starts now. I'm not held back because of a past life that I had. We each have that opportunity. So, okay, here you go. I just want to put the important man up front and say Happy Easter. It is April 12th, 2020, and I'm going to turn this computer off before it shuts off on me.